Hello students, how are you people? Hope you are all doing good. Well, once again, welcome back to our biology class. Myself, Dr. Appendicular here. Okay, now we will discuss about the remaining concept of mainly the chapter locomotion and movement. In this, we were discussing earlier about skeletal system. So, the skeletal system as such, we have completed the study of skeletal system, which includes two major components as such: axial skeleton. Axial skeleton, yes, we have studied, that mainly comprises of skull, vertebral column, okay, yes, and then rib cage, okay, even the sternum. This we have studied in our earlier class. And axial skeleton, yes, which includes mainly 80 bones. In this, the skull has 29, sternum is 1, vertebral column is mainly 26, and rib cage is 24. Thus, altogether, yes, it is. We have discussed the axial skeletal system, how it comprises the 80 bones. And we have studied even the details of the skull. In the NCERT book, it is clearly mentioned 22 bones, but when we add the 6 ear ossicles as well as one hyoid bone, it becomes 29. Fine. Now, in today's class, we will be discussing about the one more important concept that is called as appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton. Yes, appendicular skeleton, which is mainly 126 bones. How it is 126? Let me tell you. Yes, it is the pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle that has 4 bones. Pelvic girdle, okay, that will be around 2 bones. Then the 4 limbs, right and left hand bones together 60. Then hind limbs, so the hind limb, right and left leg, hind limbs, that is again 60. 60 plus 60, 120, 122 plus 4 is 126. That is what we call appendicular. Body appendages, that's why it is appendicular skeleton. Body axis, that's why it is a axial skeletal system. Now, let us understand the bones of mainly the pectoral girdle as well as the bones of the forelimb. So, as such, when you look at mainly the pectoral girdle and forelimb bones as such. So here there is a bone called as clavicle. This clavicle is also called as the shoulder bone. Clavicle, or it is also called as collarbone. Collarbone we say. Then there is a triangular part. Okay, yes. So this is the triangular structure called as scapula. Scapula is, one of the bone of what we say mainly the pectoral girdle, which extends from 2nd to 7th rib. Okay, so triangular shape by nature, and then it has the elevation here, this elevated part, it is called as acromion. And then it has the cavity. This cavity, yes, it is very important that fits mainly the head of the arm bone, what we say, it is mainly the humerus. So here it is the humerus and and the humerus holding cavity is called as glenoid cavity. Glenoid cavity. And then the bone of the arm is called as the humerus. And then what we find further here, yes, the structures which articulates very well to join with, again two kind of bony structures. One is thick, it is called as radius. Another one is thin bone, and that is called as ulna. Okay, the thin bone of the forehand is mainly known as ulna, and thick bone is called as radius. So, further, what we find, there are around 8 small tiny bony pieces. These are the 8 small tiny bony pieces. Yes, those are the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here is the 8. So these 8 tiny bony pieces of the wrist, they are called as the carpals. Carpals. So radius is 1, ulna is 1, humerus is 1, and carpals they are mainly, yes, 8 in number. Then here we find metacarpals. So these are the bones of our palm. The 1, yes, it is the 2, 3, yes, it is the 4, and here is the 5. So these are called as mainly metacarpals. Metacarpals, which are 5 by nature. Now we find, yes, there are mainly around 14, 2 and 3. 3 in each, yes, 3 small tiny bony pieces in each of the 4 fingers, and then it has only 2 bony pieces here. Totally it is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. That means there are 14 phalanges. Okay, there are 14 phalanges. So 14 plus 5 is 19, 19 plus 8 is 27, 28, 29, 30. Thus entire hand is mainly the forelimb. It is, yes, it is one forelimb possess 30 bones. So this is the joint which is foldable in one direction. So this is called as a hinge joint. Hinge joint. And here is the joint. It is called as a ball and socket joint that can rotate 360-degree angle in one plane at least, like this. So 360-degree angle we can rotate because we have ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint. Well, so this is all about, yes, what we say, acromion is the elevated part. There is a cavity in which the head of humerus fits well, that is called the glenoid cavity. When there is a cup-like cavity and ball-like the articulation of the humerus fits well, it is called the ball and socket joint. Down here, hinge joint. In the doors and windows we find the hinge. So only in one direction we can close the door. So like that, here what we have the joint, it is only one direction we can close or open. This is called as a hinge joint. Now yes, we find mainly around 14 phalanges, the bones in the finger. Then 5 metacarpals, these are the bones in the palm. Then 8 carpals, these are the bones in the wrist. Then thick one radius and thin one ulna. And then single humerus. So overall, the total number of bones in one hand or one forelimb is 30. 30 plus 30 will be 60 bones. So the triangular structure, yes, it is a scapula which extends from 2nd to 7th rib and articulates very well with the head of the humerus. By presence of glenoid cavity, it has an elevated part called the acromion. Above that we find clavicle or the collarbone. Now let us understand the next one. Yes, it is mainly pelvic girdle and the bones of the hind limb. Yes, pelvic girdle and the hind limb. As such, when we talk about pelvic girdle, yes, it is the most important supportive structure because the backbone, what we say, is the end part. So mainly the sacrum, right? So here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sacrum and then coccyx. So there we find a cavity or the gap. This gap is called as a pelvic brim. Pelvic brim, and then yes, we find the bone. This is a single bone. In fact, a single bone, and that has 3 parts again. So there is what we can say, that means the acetabulum, a cavity in it. The head of the femur fits well. So this is what you are observing, mainly the pelvic girdle. So the pelvic girdle, here pubic symphysis we call it as, and yes, so here what we see mainly, this is the cavity called as pelvic brim, and then this is actually the projection, and this bone is called as sacral bone. Sacral bone has 3 parts. It is called as mainly ilium, and here the middle part, ischium, and this part, pubis. Okay, and then this is actually the sacrum, coccyx. Okay, and then this is mainly called as the pubic symphysis. Pubic symphysis, and here the fibrocartilage. This fibrocartilage is very tough, immovable, but in the female that slightly move apart, away from one another at the time of childbirth or delivery. Now here, yes, we find there is a cavity, cup-like cavity. This cavity is called as mainly acetabulum. In the acetabulum, yes, what fits? The head of, the head of the femur, the longest bone of the body, the femur. Yes. So the femur is the single bone. Then yes, what we find here is projection, and at the point of knee joint we find around, yes, a bony structure, knee cap we call it as, this is known as mainly the sesamoid bone, or it is also called the patella. Sesamoid bone. And then, yes, what we find down to this, the larger bone, the thicker one. Okay, it is called as the tibia. A thin bone also we find. Yes, a thin bone structure we find, and that is called as the fibula. Tibia and fibula, yes, articulates very well now at the point of ankle joint. So, ankle joint also kind of gliding joint, we can say. Here, we can find somewhere around 7 structures. These 7 structures, we call them as tarsals. Okay, yes, these are the tarsals are 7. Fibula is 1, tibia is 1, patella is 1, femur is 1. So, here there are 11. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. Now, what we find here? Yes, tarsals, metatarsals. We find metatarsals. Yes, these are again 5. Well, so metatarsals. Which are 5. Then we find mainly the phalanges 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3 in the toe, only 2 will be there. So thus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 means totally there are mainly phalanges 14. Plus 9 is 19, 19 plus 7 is 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Okay, totally yes, a single hand limb will have 30 bones. So thus, single hind limb has 30 bones again. So here, yes, what we find, this is mainly the gliding joint. Gliding joint. Here also, yes, it is a gliding joint. Why we call it a gliding joint? Whether you move your ankle or you move your wrist, you will find tuck tuck sound. That means the small tiny bony pieces are moving, glide over one another. So it is called as a gliding joint. And then here mainly the ankle joint is a gliding joint. Now here this joint, yes, one direction only you can fold. So it is a hinge joint. And then here this is called as again ball and socket joint. Okay, so here ball and socket joint. Okay, so this is all about what you are observing, the pelvic girdle and hind limb. Yes, so thus what you are observing on the board, it's all about regarding the forelimb as well as hind limb. Then you are finding mainly the pelvic girdle as well as pectoral girdle. Now, looking into these bony structures, yes, let me tell you here, the pelvic girdle, yes, that supports mainly in the trunk region, the vertebral column articulates very well, fixes itself with the sacral bone. So pelvic girdle has only two bony structures, right side sacrum, left side sacrum. Okay, and then yes, so here what we find mainly the sacral bone has three parts: ilium, ischium, pubis, and then there is a articulation groove-like structure in the pelvic girdle where the head of the femur can fit very well. So at least you can rotate your leg. So this is also a kind of ball and socket joint. Largest bone of the body is mainly the femur or thigh bone we say. And then next comes mainly a smallest bone here, mainly in the joints in the limb, patella. Okay, and then yes, this joint is only movable in one direction, means you are able to fold the leg behind, hand front. Reverse you can't do. Okay, so one directional mainly folding of the hands and legs, that's what they are called as hinge joint. Down you will find the thick bone, that is the tibia, thin bone fibula. They both articulate very well with the small tiny bones of the ankle region, and they are called as the tarsals, which are 7 in number. Metatarsals, the bones found in the feet region, which are 5, and then phalanges, they are leaving the toe, the larger finger, remaining all of them will have 3 small bony structures each. So that's 3 plus 3, 3 plus 3, it is 6 plus 6, 12 plus 2, it is mainly 14 bones, we call them phalanges. Thus, totally what we find 30 bones in the single hind limb. So thus there will be 60 bones in the hind limb, 60 bones in the forelimb, then 4 bones of the pectoral girdle, 2 bones of pelvic girdle, total what we say appendicular skeleton will have 126 bones. Okay, so this is about what we talk regarding mainly the total type of mainly the bony structures in the pectoral girdle, pelvic girdle, forelimb as well as hind limb. Hope the points are very clear. Yes, we are going to discuss now about regarding the joints. Let me tell you, the human body is having how many ball and socket joints? So how many ball and socket means in the pectoral girdle 2, in the pelvic girdle 2. So there are 4 ball and socket joints. How many hinge joints? Yes, 2. Yes, mainly in the hands, then 2 in the legs, 4 hinge joints. How many gliding joints? Yes, in the mainly wrist, 2 wrist, so 2 here and 2 ankles, so 4 gliding joints. So joints as such we have discussed a little, but now let us go ahead in detail regarding the joints of the bones. So let us discuss that. So here what we have studied now, mainly in the skeletal system, what we talk all about, it is called as the axial skeleton. Fine. So in the next class, yes, I am going to discuss about mainly the joints as well as few disorders related with the bones. Yes, till then take care. Thank you very much.